when we get down to the nuts and bolts and the foundation of where everything has built up to, symptom-wise, is there a common root there? I know a big part of your protocol, the actual foundation, is the gut. So what I'm alluding to here is, if we strip everything away, is that always the focus of the treatment?
I think it should be the focus of the treatment for everybody. Because gaps, in my opinion, and of course, I'm the creator of this concept, and my opinion cannot be any different, but gaps is the basis of healing from every chronic disease without exception. Why do I make this statement? Because human body is a microbial community. I've been talking about it for 30 years now. And our mainstream science now has confirmed everything we've been talking about in the alternative field, that human body is a microbial community. The figure they gave us now, that only 10% of cells in the human body are human cells. The rest are microbes. Your body is a microbial community, and there is nothing microbe-free in your body. You have microbes in your blood, in your heart, in your lungs, in your brain, in your eyes, in your abdominal cavity, in your joints, in the muscles, in the bones. Everywhere there are microbial communities. But the biggest microbial community lives in the gut, in the digestive system. Why? Because the most powerful influence on any microbial community in nature is food. Where do we place our food? Into the digestive system, of course. That is why the headquarters, the government of this microbial community that your body is in the gut, because that's where the food comes, in that area. And that gives us an enormous power. Because the human body is a microbial community, and because food is the most powerful influence on any microbial community, then food is the most powerful medicine for the human body. Nothing can come close. Nothing at all. And GAP's nutritional protocol is designed to bring balance and harmony into that microbial community. Because what is good health? Good health is harmony, balance. Every microbial community in nature functions only when there is a full balance, harmony in that microbial community, where all the creatures are present. The basis of every microbial community are fungi. The fungi create the roadwork. They grow long hyphae, long protrusions, and they create a roadwork in that microbial community, streets, lanes, cul-de-sacs, motorways. And then the smaller creatures in that microbial community build their villages, their towns, their cities, their hamlets along that roadwork. And that's what every microbial community is like. And along the roadwork of the fungal roadwork, water is delivered, nutrients are delivered, toxins are taken away, wastes are taken away. So it's a highly organized microbial community. And only when all the creatures are present in there, they all fulfill their functions. And as long as we have balance and harmony between them, the whole community works together. Trouble is, we live in a world where humanity is determined to bring disharmony and imbalance into everything in nature. Every time you take an antibiotic, you've killed a large proportion of that microbial community in your body. So the balance is gone. The harmony is gone. And the trouble is that today people are eating antibiotics for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in between. Because practically most agricultural chemicals that our industrial agriculture uses for producing food are antibiotics in their nature. And the most ubiquitous one is glyphosate, which was initially patented as a broad-spectrum antibiotic. Today, the research shows that every piece of food in a supermarket contains considerable amounts of glyphosate, including foods labeled organic. So, and glyphosate is a broad-spectrum antibiotic. So people are eating antibiotics all day long, particularly if you buy your foods in a supermarket. So there is no harmony anymore. There is no balance anymore in your microbial community, in your body. And what is disease? Disease is absence of harmony. It's imbalance, it's disharmony, it's cacophony. That's what disease is. GAP's nutritional protocol is designed to bring back the balance and the harmony into that microbial community. And when that happens, when you go on the GAPS nutritional protocol and when you start creating balance and harmony in your microbial community, those microbes straighten everything up in your body. No matter how far away from the digestive tract your disease might have developed, it improves and people recover. You might have rheumatoid arthritis, you might have schizophrenia, you might have anxiety, you might have athlete's foot, you might have chronic cystitis, or you might have allergy of some sort, asthma, eczema, something like that. And you don't have digestive symptoms. But when you go onto the GAPS nutritional protocol, on the GAPS diet, those symptoms disappear. Those illnesses disappear. And we have now thousands of patients all over the world who have been through practically every chronic disease and they have recovered. So GAPS is a global phenomenon. My first book has been translated into nearly 30 languages now. All my books are translated into many, many languages, and we have many other translations coming in. So I'm not translating these books. These are people who speak English in those countries and who read my books in English, used the protocol, recovered from various illnesses, got results, and they wanted to bring this information into their own countries. So they contact me, we give them a license, and they translate, and they publish, and they distribute this information. So that's how GAPS became a global phenomenon. It is known all over the world now.
Okay, to make sure we're all on the same page here, what you've said, in summary, is that food and antibiotics are disrupting our gut, and it all starts in the gut, but we have microbes throughout the whole body. And when we disrupt what's happening in the gut, that translates throughout the whole body, leading to disease.
Absolutely. Because it's one microbial community. Your gut flora is not separate from the rest of the body. It's one microbial community. This fungal network, you're one big mushroom in your body. The fungal network stretches all over, goes through every barrier in the body, through every tissue, through every capsule, and through every fascia in your body. And as soon as some piece of information is learned by the microbial community in the gut, it's instantly spread to the rest of the body. Instantly. We don't even understand. It's quantum, how this happens. These are quantum mechanisms. So the whole microbial community knows the whole thing. This microbial community, part of it is your immune system. We're researching, it's a fascinating area of research, and we're researching that. Maybe one day we will understand that your immune system actually is a microbial community. And many immune cells look like microbes and behave like microbes. Even if they're not part of your microbial community, they evolved from microbes over time, over eons. So the human body is a fascinating entity, and it's, we don't understand it. We only touch the tip of an iceberg of what it is and how it functions and how to work with it, how to keep it well.
So to me, it sounds like there's two aspects then. We need to protect against things like a toxic diet and the antibiotics. And then hopefully we can get into other key players when it comes to things that are disrupting the gut. And then we need to feed it and support it from the other way around.
Yes, absolutely. Human body needs food. That's a fact. Everybody knows that. That's a fact. And the food that people get, particularly in the Western world nowadays, is of such poor quality that people's bodies are made out of poor quality materials. This is industrially produced food, produced by industrial agriculture. It's if you take two people and ask them both to grow carrots, but one person needs to grow carrots for maximum profit, while another person is asked to grow carrots for maximum health benefit. These two people will go about growing these carrots in very different ways, and these will be very different carrots. So majority of what people are eating is produced by these guys, by the people who are motivated by greed, by industrial agriculture. And you need to understand that not only physically the quality of the food that they produce is very poor, because they grow it on dead soils. The soils practically all soils in the Western world are dead. They've been destroyed. They've been killed by industrial chemicals, by plowing, tilling, or other practices and spraying chemicals. So the nutrition for these plants that are grown in that dead soil, the soil just provides a physical matter to keep the roots in place. Nutrition doesn't come from the soil. It all comes from chemicals that are sprayed on these crops. So what kind of nutritional composition can a plant like that have? What kind of nutritional composition would animal foods have which eat these sort of plants, laced with chemicals? Very poor nutritional composition, great deficiencies in all kinds of nutrients in there, and huge amounts of chemicals. So people who live on these foods, they have their bodies made out of poor quality materials. And when your car is made out of poor quality materials, you can put the best fuel in it, it's not going to work very well. It's not going to drive very well. The same with the human body. We need to have good quality materials. And that's what the GAPS diet does. We practically rebuild the person's body out of high quality materials. Materials which are easy to digest for the human digestive system, easy to assimilate, and which build robust, healthy, beautiful body for the person.
It's quickly becoming apparent here how much trouble we're in. Taking your carrot example, where if it's grown on dead soil, then it's not going to have the nutrition we need. And then if it's been chemically propped up, we also have to deal with those toxins in our body. And if it's glyphosate, then it's killing our microbiome and having a negative impact there. Then we have to look at what we're actually eating, say a carrot versus a grass-fed, grass-finished cow, and what that's going to provide us to build our body as well. So there's so many different areas that things can go wrong when it comes to providing the proper nutrition to fuel and build the body.
Absolutely. Every chronic disease, and that has been repeated through centuries now by the most renowned doctors, the most renowned medics, that every chronic disease is caused by two things: nutritional deficiencies and toxicity. Period. Microbes have nothing to do with it. Microbes are actually our friends, which rectify the situation and cleanse the toxins out and feed us, because microbes in our gut flora produce a lot of nutrients for us, which we can't get from anywhere else, such as K2, for example. That's a major source of K2 for us, is the microbial community. The whole spectrum of B vitamins and many other nutrients are produced by our microbial community in the gut and elsewhere in the body. And another thing we need to understand about industrially produced food, that on a biophysical level, food is information. What kind of information? So when you consume food, you consume information, and your body then acts upon that information. What kind of information are you consuming when you're eating industrially processed foods? You're consuming information of greed, abuse, mistreatment, and nothing positive whatsoever. There's no love in it. What kind of information do you put into your body when you eat food that comes from a proper organic regenerative farm? I'm a regenerative farmer myself. I have a farm, and we are fully self-sufficient in food. So what kind of energy are you consuming? What kind of information are you consuming? You're consuming information of love. Our whole nature is solidified love. If you look at trees and leaves and grasses and animals and birds and insects and how it all functions, just look at the feather from a bird. How beautiful it is. And the more we look at it, and the more we look at it under the microscope, and the deeper we go, the more we marvel at how amazingly beautifully it is designed and how functional it is. It's not only beautiful, it's functional, infinitely functional. Only the energy of love can create something like that. And the same with the human body. The human body is a pinnacle of it all. It is such a magnificent, amazing creation. It's not only beautiful when it's healthy, but it's so amazingly functional and so robust and so adaptable to the environment. Only the energy of love, unconditional love, could create something like that. And that's the only energy that can give us good health and vitality and happiness and joy and the enjoyment of our lives. So we need to understand that. So when you buy food in a supermarket, what are you buying? You're buying very low vibrational energy, very, very poor, destructive information you're putting into your body. You're buying disease, in other words. That is why I recommend to all my clients and to everybody who would listen, we have to abandon supermarkets. If we want good health, we cannot continue buying foods in supermarkets. We have to find real, true, organic, regenerative farmers in the countryside and start buying food directly from them. So what I recommend to people in the cities, you go to your farmer's market, look online, look at good organizations that there are in the world, and on the farmer's market, speak to the farmers and ask them, can I visit your farm? A good farmer has nothing to hide. He'll be delighted for people to visit his farm. And then on the weekend, you just get the whole family in the car and go and have a lovely day visiting a farm. And when you're at the farm, you look around how the animals kept, how the birds kept, how the vegetables grown. Are there any bags of chemicals lying about? Are there any refrigerators full of steroids and antibiotics, which is the industrial? And in an industrial setting, they will have these big metal gates and they would not even let you in because of what they've got there, And talk to the farmer, because we human beings can feel people. We can feel the energy of the person. Look him in the eye. You will feel, can I trust this person? Is this a good person? Does this person love his land, love his animals, love his birds, love his vegetables? Then I can buy from this person. The governments in the world make the life of real organic farmers really difficult. They do not help them in any possible way. They just really interfere, while they support the industrial agriculture. All the governments are structured to support industrial farmers. So the only true organic and regenerative farmers who survive in this world are the ones who have a strong customer base. People who buy food directly from them, who come to the farm and buy it from the farm. So all it will then take for you is driving once a week outside the city to get your weekly supplies. And if you talk to your friends and family in the city and form a group, then the farmers are very happy to deliver for the whole group to one apartment or to one house in the city. So then everybody can come to your house and pick up their bits and pieces. So you will not be buying disease then, you will be buying good health, and you will make a lot of good friends. So all it takes is just getting organized in order to get good food.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
The human body is a microbial community, and because food is the most powerful influence on any microbial community, then food becomes the most powerful medicine for the human body. And GAP's nutritional protocol is designed to bring